Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. That's right, I'm still making videos, and this video is going to be about the best mounts and gliders that are not achievement mounts and gliders. The reason why I'm not going to talk about achievement mounts and gliders is because, I mean, they're pretty much the best, and to get the achievement mounts and gliders, you pretty much need to get all of these mounts and gliders. So if you have those, then, well, if you have this, then you already have those. So I'm not going to talk about Sky Emperor at all, but we are going to look at it one last time. Alright, this is going to be one of the last videos I make on the Archerage live servers, and today we're here on the Great Prairie. So if you're playing on Archerage and you haven't seen this map, here it is. And we'll get here soon. So first let's talk about gliders. So number one glider, crystal wings. So that's not crystal wings. I said crystal wings. Alright, so crystal wings. What's special about these? First of all, the passive ability. It's very fast. So pretty much the first time you use crystal wings, you're gonna have a significant speed boost. So for just overall speed, they're really good. And then pretty much the ability is just a target landing ability, which is also really good for mobility. And this also does a slow if you hit an enemy with it. So just for overall mobility and speed, which is the point of gliders, crystal wings is going to be pretty much the best. You can pretty much get these with mana storms. Next is going to be the Ezzy's glider. So this one, you do not buy with mana storms. You have to craft the Ezzy's glider after buying the design Gilda. And actually right now I have a image on mine. It's the squirrel image. It doesn't actually look like this, but the Ezzy glider, what's important about this one is that you have the invincible ability. So pretty much when you hit this invincible, you are invincible. You cannot take damage, you cannot get knocked down, and it's 7 seconds long, which is a long time. So if you're like in a raid and you just need to escape, you're in PvP, you just need to escape, you hit your Ezzy glider, you hit invincible, and you will most likely survive. It's if you use a pinion with it, then you will be very fast, and the chances of you dying after using the Ezzy glider invincibility is very low. Right, so next is going to be sloth glider. So this one really good for also overall mobility, or actually specifically not overall mobility, but just one sort of mobility, which is the back roll. So the sloth glider pretty much has that back tumble ability that allows you to pretty much shoot backwards by 20 meters. And the cool thing is it's also like only 10-second cooldown, so it's a very short cooldown. You can use it very often. This is really good for really any class, whether you're ranged or melee, because it's really good disengage. So you can basically use it to disengage from a fight. You can also use it to just create distance, which is also helpful if you're a ranged DPS. Right, next is the rocket glider. So rocket glider pretty much has a target ability, dive bomb. Basically when you hit enemy with it, it trips them. And so if you're in PvP, this makes it, if you use a dive bomb ability, as you can see, it has a 50-meter range. Basically, you hit them and they're tripped. And when they're tripped, as long as you reach them in time, they will die. So really good for catching enemies, and also good for, like, for example, if you're farming, it's just good for mobility too, because a 50-meter dash to an enemy is a really significant distance. Right, so next is going to be the moonshadow glider. So this one I think is the best stealth glider. It's a 30-second stealth. this glider you have to craft after buying the design with Gilda. It's not as available for Mana Storms. So this one is a crafted glider, but 30 second stealth, really long time. I think out of all the stealth gliders, this one is the best. And then the last glider is the Cumulus, or the Cloud glider, the Dragon Ball Z glider. So this one, I think this is actually the best glider for covering a very short distance very quickly because of the Cloud Leap. You can pretty much teleport. It's 15 meters for each leap, and you can use up to 3. So that's 45 meters of distance traveled, basically like in less than 1 second. This one is also really good because if you're over the water, like if you're in the ocean where there's turbulence, this actually goes through turbulence. So if you, as long as you use it fast enough, this is the best way to glide through the ocean if you do not have a turbulence immune glider. Right, so now let's go ahead and talk about mounts. So number 1 is going to be the gallant snowlion. So the way that you get a gallant snowlion is pretty much you have to do the Mist-Song dungeon, and then there's a crafting bench next to it where you can use materials from the dungeon to basically get a gallant mount. And the first one that you should get is a gallant snowlion. The reason why is because of the invincible dash. So again, with the invincible stuff, this is really good for a lot of situations. Number 1 is obviously going to be just escaping PvP. If you're in a situation where you just need to survive, you get on your gallant mount, you dash out using the invince dash. It makes you invince for 3 seconds. 3 seconds doesn't sound a long time, but the thing is that you're also dashing. So you will basically be a far away distance and to be safe. It also has a target stun attack, which is really good. Then the normal running ability. But most importantly is just that invince dash. Next is going to be the kirins, and you can pretty much use anyone. These you can pretty much get with Mana Storms. Sometimes you can get them from credit boxes. What's good about the kirin, in terms of overall mobility, kirin is really good because you have the normal run, and then you also have the kirin leap, which is a very long jump. This has many purposes. Obviously covering distance is one of them, but also when you use the kirin jump, let's see if I can use this one. Yeah, so pretty much when you use the kirin jump, you also go stealth. So for example, if I go here, I have aggro, and then I use kirin jump, and I pretty much go stealth for a second while jumping, and I lose aggro. So this jump is very useful for covering distances as well as going invisible for a second. And you can also use it if you are, like, for example, jumping off a cliff. You can use that kirin leap. Since it's a jump, it's not a dash on the ground, it's an actual jump. You can use it to avoid fall damage. So that's for the kirin. Next is going to be the gallant elk. So gallant elk also has a run and a leap that you can use just like the kirin one, except it's a little bit shorter, and also it doesn't make you go stealth. Also, one of the good things I like about the elk is that it's really good for farming because you have the melted arrow shot, which is basically the same as your basic arrow ability that you can use for pulling mobs that you're farming. And so for farming, the elk is a really good mount. Right, next is the gallant leomorph. So this is, I think, one of the most underrated mounts in archerage. I think the reason why people don't use it is because number 1, you can't really have a passenger, and also it's kind of ugly, but that doesn't matter. It's a really good mount. So you have a normal dash, and then you have 2 other mobility skills. One is a backwards leap, which is really good, similar to like a sloth glider, but like the mount version. And then you also have a teleport forward like that, which is really nice. So you get a backwards and a forward jump. And you also have stealth. So the stealth is 30 seconds, and it's on a 1 minute 30-second cooldown. So pretty standard. But 2 leaps and a stealth for a gallant mount is pretty good. So I would get one of these. And then next, any of the tigers. These are really accessible mounts on archerage. And pretty much these are similar to pretty much the snowlion, except they have stealth. So you do get a run and an infinite stash, and you also have a stealth. And the cool thing about the tiger stealth, that you can actually use the stealth in combat. And so that's one thing that makes it different from a lot of other mounts. Other mounts with stealth, you're not able to use the stealth in combat. But the tiger one you can, and so it's really good for dropping aggro as well. They're pretty much like a gallant snowlion, but with stealth. So if you're able to pick up a tiger, I would pick up a tiger. And then the last one, this is kind of honorable mention because it's not really very accessible, but the Death Maw, I would say honestly, if there was a #1 mount in the game, it's going to be this guy. I mean, you have a dash, you have a stealth, you have a target attack, and I mean, is it crocodile, dude? You can swim. So if you're able to get a Death Maw, get one. So pretty much that covers all the mountain gliders that I recommend. Obviously based on your own class and your preferences, other mountain gliders might be better for you specifically, but I think in general for everyone these are, I would say that these are some must-haves. And also I did go in order of importance, so if you only have one glider, I would make it the Crystal Wings, and if you can only have one mount, I would get the gallant snowlion mount. Alright, so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, let me know, and we're out.